Hey, so I'm over here at Comic Con Wales, and I figured I'd give you a bit of a lay of the land. Let's go.
Future Navya here because past Navya did a not so great job with the VO. So let's go. This is the main floor, and as you can see, I'm getting a pretty good view from the first floor, and that was very intentional. The first floor was great. It had a lot of different things. It had all of these backdrops and the cosplay lounge where you could take pictures in your favorite sets and with your favorite set pieces. There was one of Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear and Woody, as you can see. And yeah, it was just a cool scene. And you could also take a look at the vendor's room from the first floor, which was great because you could see where your favorite stalls were located because it's really hard to like find things when you're down there because it's a total maze. We'll do a full look around the vendor's room in a minute, but first, we gotta go take a look at the rest of the con. So let's go down to the ground floor. Again, as you can see, super lively. There's a lot going on. There's places you can get Funko Pops. You also have the official Monopoly merch truck outside. But again, right as you enter into ICC Wales, this is your first look. This is what you're coming into Comic Con Wales, and I think it's phenomenal. But let's go take a look at the vendor's room real quick because there was a lot going on. There were more set pieces on your way to the vendor's room, so more places to like take pictures and things like that. And now we're entering into the vendor's room and the expo hall. It's massive. First off, I've been complaining a lot about the vendors rooms that I've seen at previous cons, but this is what I remember from my first con, which was not a con at all. So I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. Anyway, let's talk about this vendor's room. So this was amazing. It was massive, and we're gonna take a look at some of these phenomenal vendors in just a minute, as I teased before and I am yet teasing again. But before that, we gotta take a look at more set pieces and more backgrounds again to take loads of pictures. All of your favorite fandoms are represented. Surprisingly, nothing supernatural related. There was a lot of Star Wars, a lot of Doctor Who, as always. You can see the TARDIS. But right at the end of the vendor's room, there were more tables, so you could go get your autographs, you could go get your pictures, go have chats with your favorite guests, and that was really beautiful to see because it was just such an open and inclusive space, and it didn't feel like there were these like big and heavy restrictions. I think that's why people like Comic Cons because it's such a different environment.
Okay, I'm now headed outside, even though I haven't really seen the outside, but let's go check it out.
I loved what they did with the outside because ICC Wales is located right next to Celtic Manor, so it's in the Welsh countryside, and it was gorgeous to be out on this summer day and not be stuck in the stuffy conference rooms. There was a lot going on outside. Of course, there were more places to take pictures. So you had the Jurassic Park car, the RC racing car, the WWE stuff. You also had the Monopoly merch truck and places to eat. There weren't that many options. You were kind of stuck for options and the lines were a little bit long, but oh well.
Okay, I just took a break for lunch, but now I'm out here in the open, and let's take a look at all of this stuff.
Okie doke. So, the Jurassic Park car, as I mentioned before, let's take a closer look at that, shall we? And then we had the Welsh Dragon, which was beautiful. And you could see that right from the bottom of the hill because ICC Wales is on top of a hill. And so you can see the dragon, which I thought was really cool. The Monopoly merch truck, as I mentioned before, and the RC car. Let's take a closer look. As a side note, it was really great to be at Comic Con Wales because there were so many families there, which I feel like was not something I'd seen a lot before at Creation or at Purgatory. And there were just parents who had kids out and about in cosplay and they just wanted to take pictures of their kids around. It was a really good time. We love supportive parents here. Okay, let's go check out the Monopoly merch truck. So it did have some collectibles and the schedule and all of the other information. But I personally found it really boring. Oh, hi Emily, the armorer. So cool. Okay, otherwise I was really disappointed in the Monopoly truck. There wasn't a lot going on. I thought they'd have some actual merch, but it was just more Funko Pops and just collectibles, I guess. set pieces, props, things like that. But let's go back to the building portion of this convention. Okay, but we gotta go check out some of these cosplays because that was phenomenal. Yeah, like the Chewbacca guy. This guy was like 9 feet tall, I kid you not. Anyway, back to the cosplay zone. People had such good costumes and had put in so much effort into picking their aesthetic, their vibe, their characters, all of that stuff. I could spend a whole day just looking at people's cosplay. And thankfully there was a cosplay competition where everyone in all of their cosplays they had come out on stage and you got to really see all of it even if you missed it around the floor and around the convention. So I really appreciated that. And it was nice to kind of acknowledge all of the hard work and the effort that people put into this. And robots! I'm the robot girl, so I always love this kind of stuff. Also, no one knew where Kim, Brianna, Felicia, and friends were, so Kim made everyone put up these cute little headshots in front of their conference room so that people would know where they were. The vibe here was so chill and so fun. There's Brianna and Kim. I had such a good time. I had such a good time getting to meet with them, having a chat. And there's Felicia doing her own thing, looking super cool in that super cool top of hers. She was amazing. She is by far one of my absolute all time favorites. I got to talk to her about the guild and her new podcast, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. Oh my god, I love Big Bang Theory. Anyway, she was really cool. Okay, let's go to the other meeting room where there were more tables, more people, but also the official photo op areas. So you'd see a lot of people here all the time. This was probably one of the busiest rooms.
There's retro gaming here, and there's so many consoles. Obviously, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that, but let's take a look.
So this was really cool. And yeah, that did happen. That guy did do that to the camera. This was kind of like the Roadhouse in the sense it was a place where you could just chill out and relax and play some old school video games. There were different computers with different games. I did not have time for this, but you know what? I made time for it anyway because this was important. This was important. You have to chill at some point. They had the bubble game, guys. I had to sit and play the bubble game at least for a couple of rounds. So, yeah, this was a fun time. I had such a good time. I think I played like 2 or 3 rounds. I'm gonna speed it up because you don't wanna watch me play the entire game. But it was indeed a great time, and it was my favorite thing about Comic Con. And if you were a professional gamer, they had something for you too. I did not look further into what it was because I am not a professional gamer.
Okay, and right here there are workshops where you can create cool, crafty, witchy things.
Hocus Pocus has become one of the coolest English places where you can get witchy stuff, and they had workshops and they had a stall in the vendor's room.
One of my bucket list things, like I really wanted to do it, but I actually don't have time. So I'm just gonna go down to their stall in the vendor's room and buy something.
And finally, the Supernatural panel, which was like the second last panel on the Sunday. So great seats are available for anyone who looked for them. And if you've missed it, clips of it are coming on my Instagram. So be sure to follow me there. And finally, what you've all been waiting for with bated breath, a tour of the vendor's room and expo hall. This was such a great time. I left way too little time in my schedule for this. I should have definitely planned a bigger block because I could have stayed here for hours. They had such good merch and such good supernatural merch. So yeah, I had the best time. I had no complaints whatsoever. And hello, Castiel. 10 on 10 recommend Comic Con Wales and Comic Cons in general just for the vendor's room. This was one of the highlights of my summer, and I will definitely be doing a Comic Con again. If you have any questions about Comic Con Wales or about Comic Cons in general, pop them below and I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Until next time, folks, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and clicking that bell.